This will be a regular feature on the Maggid of YouTube's channel, that I'm going to be commenting on everything Eli Federer puts out. I am not a friend of his on Facebook. I don't know why, but I see he has these posts. They're really, really insightful, and they make you think. His most recent one was today at 3:33 a.m. I don't know what time zone he's in, but some people, they have this talent that their gift of creativity comes to them at strange hours. He looks to be one of these people. Anyway, he says like this: Are religious people mindless robots? And he goes on to quote a lot of evidence that basically a life of self-control and a life of discipline is a good life. It leads to longevity, and etc., etc. He has one line which I have to take issue with. It says, having self-control and discipline is the exact opposite of robotic behavior. Now, I'll dissect it at that point, and then I'll let him finish his thought. No. What is a robot? A robot is someone who does the same thing over and over, and in a way of self-control and discipline. I mean, you wouldn't say a robot has self-control and discipline because he has no choice. He does what he's programmed. Think of an angel. An angel is robotic. Okay, an angel just does what it's told to do. And then it continues, robotic behavior is when we just do something out of habit, without thinking and without restraint. Yes. Self-control is a sign of a free thinker. I don't know. Generally, you'll find free thinkers like to be free actors as well. Meaning they don't limit themselves, just like they don't limit themselves in the scope of what they allow themselves to think about, they generally don't limit their actions. These are people who are generally open to trying new things, to looking into different philosophies about life. It's not always the same thing, whereas self-control and discipline, especially in an intellectual basis, is this quality where you've narrowed your thought process to, or what you study, what you delve into. Like, let's talk about Judaism. You know, we focus on Gemara, on Shulchan Aruch, on Chassidus, on these types of things, even though there's a vast array of secular knowledge. And the Rambam brings halacha, and this is something that's not taken lightly. It's a serious transgression, and Alter Rebbe also makes note of this. It's a very serious transgression to put your moichin, your God-given intellect, into things like sciences and nature and astrology. Now, at the same time, even in the Tanya, the Tanya himself, the Baal Tanya quotes that the Ramban were able to put their intellect into these types of disciplines to understand God better. Okay, and there are certain minds that are great minds, like the Rebbe also knew about secular things, knows about secular things. Okay, he's a great mind, he can do it. There's no sakana, and it's not a waste of time. But the concern for the Jewish bittul Torah, I have a whole Gemara to go over in my lifetime. I have to finish as many times as possible the entire Gemara. If you do one page a day, it takes 7.5 years. I'm going to spend it in looking at law cases, with all due respect to my poster friend. But the point remains that self-control, in terms of intellectual self-control, it is robotic. It's something that every day I learn Tanya, every day I say Chitas, every day I go, I do these things every single day. The connotation of robotic is negative. And the only reason that is because we're immature animals. I don't want to be a robot. Yes, ideally you do want to be a robot. And if you could see the industry of the bee or the ant, you'd understand why you want to be a robot. These creatures, considering their size, produce so much more in life than any human being could ever imagine. It's not even funny, and I don't compare animals to humans because it's not a fair comparison. My point to you is this: if you could be like a robot in every aspect of your life, you'd be much better off than you could be this emotional human being running around like an immature animal looking for fornication in his next piece of steak. But except for that, I want to say the research we found here about people living longer, being more satisfied with their life, is beautiful. Your infatuation with Pedig 17 of Tanya is really great. It's a good Pedig. I like 18. I like them all, but Yasher Kayach, Ken Irbu. Yasher Kayach means congratulations, whatever. Great job. Ken Irbu means these articles should increase, and I look forward for my viewers to any discussion on this topic, or from the blogger himself. Thank you so much, and God bless.